Hello, welcome to Itchy Doodles. I'm Itchy and I'm here to show you Manga Studio 5 / Clip Studio Paint Basics, Rulers / Guides. So, now everybody knows what rulers do. They help you make a straight line and help you measure the distance between a certain unit of scale, like inches, pixels, and other scale units. So, let's get right through it. First off, when you start making a new document, you always want to set what unit you want to use. So Manga Studio has centimeters, millimeters, inches, pixels, and points. And that's usually the ruler that will show on your document when you turn on the ruler guide. So to turn on the ruler guide, you press Control R, and you'll have your ruler guide. This one is set in inches. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. So depending on how you started your document, it's going to stay in that scale of unit, but you can also change it to a different scale of unit when you need to. So you go to Edit, change Image Resolution, change the unit, like say pixels, and then press OK. So now, as you can see here, the unit has changed to pixels. So if you want it by pixels or you want it by inches, that's the scale it will do. Now on to using a regular ruler. A ruler can help you measure, and a ruler can help you guide and snap objects to a certain area. So I'm not sure why rulers doesn't snap to objects, but apparently it doesn't. So I took out that part where I tried showing how to snap an object to a ruler, but I suppose you can also measure a ruler and then just drag the object to the preferred measurement. So I'll go and show you that. So we have this ice cream popsicle here, and let's say we want to move it, let's see, 2 inches by 2 inches. So you want to go to the ruler tool, click the guide, right, and then drag the guide, and then count 2 inches, drag the other guide, and then of course it pops out here in the guide layer, but you can move it here too. And oh, actually, the guide pops out in a different layer, like this one, and make sure it shows its own layers. You click your popsicle layer, right, and move it towards there. So now you have your popsicle stick 2 inches by 2 inches away from the document. So, like so. Okay, on to special rulers. So, there are things that I want you guys to be familiar with, and these are the snap buttons. So this is the snap to ruler button. This is the snap to special ruler button. And then this is the snap to grid button. You also need to familiarize yourself with the layers window, considering that your rulers rely very heavily on the rulers window. So like when you already have a ruler, like the guide I created earlier, you can move it from one layer to another, right? You can drag and delete the ruler layer, and then you can also have it not work together with the layer. So with it checked, everything moves together. With it unchecked, you just move the object, and you keep the guide in there. So, and then there's these options called show in all layers, show in the same folder, show only when editing target. I'm not too familiar with link guide to ruler, but I'm guessing this is the guide that links to this ruler. Okay, so I'll show you some rulers fun and help you have more fun with rulers. Okay, so with the rulers tool, you can go with a linear ruler, and you have a choice of straight line, quadratic bezier, and a cubic bezier. My preference is a cubic bezier. Quadratic bezier is kinda iffy. But with the straight line, you can make straight lines. Or if you want perfect 90-degree lines or 180-degree lines, press shift, click drag. You see? Shift, click drag. Okay. And with these kinds of rulers, making sure that you have the snap to special ruler on, right? You can have your brushes follow through with the lines. So I do recommend that you experiment and have fun with all the different rulers. I'm just going to show them to you. So we have the curve ruler, where you make multiple curves. You can make a straight line, a spline, a quadratic bezier, and a cubic bezier. I prefer just goofing around and see how it appears. So you finish with a double tap or double click, and then you just follow through with the line you created or curve you created. You can even make it darker in some areas, like that. So that's what that ruler does. Okay, now we can go to the figure ruler, which makes shapes. So a figure ruler can do a rectangle, an ellipse, and a polygon. You know what a polygon is? It has a lot of sides. So you have to make sure you have a lot of this that one. Number of vertices. So you can increase it, you can decrease it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9. And same thing with the ruler. See? If you don't have the guide, it won't snap to the ruler. If you have the ruler, it will snap to the ruler. Press it. So, shows. There we go. Accept. Okay, now you can transform your line and fix your line however you want it. So that's what this ruler does, figure ruler. So let's go to the ruler pen. Basically, it's like drawing on a pen, and it's gonna make a guide for you. So like, let's make a cute flower, and you wanna make a lot of that. So you can uncheck it, move your object, uncheck it again, and draw another one. Okay? and then check it again, move another group, as many as you want. So that's what the ruler pen does. Now onto the special ruler. Special ruler has so much fun in it that I recommend that you just explore and have fun. So parallel lines, make sure it's on. When it's off, so that's what a parallel ruler does, and I recommend exploring, as this special ruler has a lot of options and power in it. Like one of my favorites is concentric circle. So like you want to have rings in the planet and all that, or just making lots of circles in the same direction, general direction. So you have this one, and make sure you have a guide. Yeah. So that's one of the powerful rulers in Manga Studio Pen. And then there's this perspective ruler, but I recommend that when you're using a perspective ruler using 3D ruler guide, that you know how to use perspective, because I do get really confused with this particular ruler. What I usually do is, if I want the perspective, is I go to layer, you go to ruler frame, and create a perspective ruler. And from here it gives you an option of 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point perspective. So like 2 point perspective. From here, make sure you have the objects operation button on, and you can actually adjust the rulers. You can make it low, you can make it high. Let's make a really high box. Okay, so you have the guide ready. You have your brush. Let's make a box. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's very basic. If you have any comments, questions, please don't forget to also subscribe. And see you later in the next video.